Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. I have to say, this is my favorite holiday of all. I love Christmas. I love December. I love the weather. I love the food. I love how everybody feels. Um, yes, it's my happy time, to be really honest. So today, majority of us are celebrating uh, the day we're celebrating Christmas, Christmas Eve. Christmas Day is tomorrow, so Christmas Eve today, with family, with health, appreciating what we have. And actually, today, this is the topic that I chose. That if you have been listening to the other episodes, December has been the month of the asanas. We have been talking about the third limb of the yoga philosophy, talking about the postures and how we have these misconceptions about what yoga really is, and also misconceptions about the postures itself. And today, because if you celebrate Christmas, at least this is the tradition that I have in that we have in Costa Rica, and the one that I um, grew up with is that we sit together with family, we have a nice big dinner, and we exchange presents. We give each other gifts. So today I would like to talk about this. So hopefully we can give this to ourselves, which is compassion, which is acceptance for everything that we are, for everything that we do, for everything that we can, and moving away from focusing on all the negative things, all the things that we don't have, the things that we are not, the things that we cannot, the things that we don't have, etc. Because in the yoga world, and I think this was what really got me into teaching anatomy the way that I teach. I teach anatomy from a very different perspective, from regular anatomy teachers. When you go to an anatomy class, even if it's an anatomy for movement, they will teach you about muscles and bones and origin and insertion and action and contraction and all this science of stretching, which is great to know these things. But we cannot stay there, right? We cannot stay there because, yes, we are bone and flesh. Good, but we are more than that. And one of the things that my students very often come to me and say is, I've been practicing XYZ posture and it's not happening. What is wrong with me? That phrase, what is wrong with me? I cannot do this. What is wrong with me? I cannot do that. Oh, my knees are tweaked. My hips are this. My legs are that. That's why I cannot do that pose. And they feel less because of that. And today, my biggest wish, my strong wish is that you can understand that there is absolutely nothing wrong with you. Nothing. We need to understand that yes, we have a human skeleton, and the skeleton moves in similar ways for all of us. If we're humans, we our knees flex towards the back, right? Not like we're not flamingos. We don't flex on the other side. So we are humans. So we have same structures, but we are over 8 billion now, over 8 billion of skeletons out there. And we are all different. The proportions of our bones are different. The orientation of the bones in the joints is different. The size of the bones, the shapes, the everything inside is unique. No, nothing is better or worse. It's just different. We are different. We are unique, and there's nothing wrong with you. If your knees come together, if your knees don't touch, if your legs are too close together, if your legs are too wide away from each other, you can put whatever the structure you want to talk here, there is absolutely nothing wrong with you, with any of us. We have our limitations, we have our strengths. So, in the moment that we start approaching to the physical practice, because again, unfortunately, is what we do the most, and we overlook the rest of the practice of the thing that we should do. I hope we meditate in the same with the same eagerness that we do postures. I wish that we practice um, conscious breathing more, or in the same level that we do postures. I wish that we practice ahimsa, the non-violence principle, in the same with the same intensity that we step on the mat and sweat with the flows. I wish that we can do all that in the same at the same level. We will be so much better human beings, believe me. But unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that. Um, People come to asanas. But now, when it comes to asanas, if on top of all that, we're going to use the postures to keep punishing ourselves, then really it doesn't make any sense. If we are going to step on the mat thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not flexible enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not young enough, I'm not this enough, that's why I cannot do XYZ pose. Then, for me, the practice of asanas is useless, because we are we are not even accomplishing the first goal, the first guidance, the first principle of the yoga system, which is ahimsa, non-violence towards yourself. We need to start practicing compassion towards ourselves. It's so easy, or at least it's easier to practice compassion towards others, towards animals, towards plants, towards the earth, towards the rivers, towards the ocean. So we want to clean, and we want to donate, and we want to recycle, and we want to do all these things because we feel compassionate about all those external things. But what about us? Compassion needs to start here in our soul. So we need to start moving away from this, what is wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. Last week, or 2 weeks ago, I was talking about how the asanas are are going to fit some people perfectly. Some others will have to work around the posture, some others have to modify, and some others will never practice those postures. So if at this moment in your physical practice you are struggling with some postures, let's change the speech that we're talking. And instead of saying what is wrong with me, is let me understand what is the mechanic of this posture? What is it that I'm supposed to gain with this posture? What is the benefit that I'm going to get, that I'm going to extract from this posture, that is going to help me is going to serve a bigger purpose, a greater purpose. That's it. This is the equation. Let me get what I need with what my body needs to be able to sit in a stillness, to have a calm mind. And the calm mind not only happens when you sit in lotus pose, close your eyes, and make a mudra with your hands. That is the typical yogi picture. No, practicing the calmness, the mindfulness in your mind happens every single second of your day, when you are with your spouse, when you are with your kids, when you're with your co-workers, when things get complicated, when you have to make a tough decision, when things are not happy, when things get complicated, when money is a problem, when sickness come into our home. All this is when the true colors will come out. And this is where we will be able to see how or what kind of human being I am. How am I going to approach to these situations? How do I talk to my spouse, to my kids, to my colleagues when I'm not in the best mood, when it's not my best day, when I'm stressed? This is when the real yoga happens. It's very easy to be very zen when you are on a mat facing the blue sky and feeling the breeze in your face. That is very easy to be zen there. But what about if we start practicing to have that same attitude when we are not on the mat? So, thinking that because we cannot reach the big toe in this pose, or I cannot touch my toes in that toe, makes me less yogi, don't worry. Yoga is not about that. Remember that you want to get whatever you need from the pose. Work with what you have today. You have that body, you have that structure. You are built with your own story, tattoo in your muscles, in your joints. And the beauty is that what makes you unique. The poses are yours. They don't belong to anybody else. They're yours. Make them yours and use what you need. Ask yourself, this is what I'm doing. And honestly, this applies with everything that we do in life. I am training myself to ask this question all the time, every day. Is this that I'm doing? Is this that I'm watching? Is this that I'm listening? Is this that I'm going to say? Is this that I'm going to do? Is this taking me closer to my greater purpose, to achieve my goals, to make me a better human being? If the answer is yes, go for it. If the answer is no, let it go. Because we want to do things that keep us closer, to find that connection with ourselves, that help us understand that we are here to be the better human being we can be. So again, there's nothing wrong with your body. If you cannot do a pose, let it go, because that's not what it matters. Yes, strive for better, strive for improvement. Yes, your body needs flexibility. My body needs flexibility for sure. I know that that's what I need. So when I come to the physical practice, I am to gain that. So I can also be flexible in my mind. I need to keep translating what I'm learning on the mat, the same thing that I learned when I was coming into this headstand, that I was afraid to fall because I was afraid to fail in life. So I learned to fail as well, and nothing happens. I just learn from the experience and keep moving. Hopefully, you can learn something about you that is going to make you a better human being when you are on the mat, but especially when you are off the mat. So today, in this Christmas Eve, I wish love, compassion, acceptance to yourself, to understand that God doesn't make mistakes. You are not a mistake. Nothing in your body is a mistake. You are perfect, unique, beautiful, just the way you are. And we have to work on cultivating this soul to be able to be this light and love that the world needs. We have to start with ourselves and then share it with others. I wish you all Merry Christmas. Um, and I wish you all a lot of light, a lot of love, a lot of compassion, a lot of self acceptance, that we can multiply it together and transmit it to the world. That's my wish for you, for your family, and for the rest of the humanity. Merry Christmas. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful evening. Um, Surrounded by your family and your beloved ones. And I will wait for you here next week with the last episode of the year. Thank you so much. See you.
Hi, and thank you so much for watching this video. After so many years of teaching in yoga teacher training courses, I realized that a lot of people don't understand exactly what yoga is, or they have a lot of misconceptions and doubts. And that's why I created the podcast Decoding Yoga. Every week, I share a new episode with you where I talk about cues, about postures, about yoga as a lifestyle, about these myths, these doubts, these ideas that we have been repeating in yoga classes, and we don't even know what they mean. We don't understand what those cues mean, and we keep repeating them. So we have repeated so many times that we believe they're true. So I hope you can join me in the next episode. You can watch the video here, or you can look for the show in any of the audio platforms available. And if you have a question, a doubt, you have heard a myth about yoga and you want some clarification, let me know below this video and I will be happy to create a program to reply to you. Thank you.